for the light to come on, and
Hi.
we are live. Welcome, welcome, new future builders. Welcome to the first. This is the first, like the first one ever of the Good and Well series. So I couldn't be more excited. Have our special, very special guest. You got the honor of being the first one.
I'm
I'm just
thrilled to
happy.
be.
I'm just happy, right? She's
I'm just
excited.
thrilled. I'm happy. I'm glad to be here with you. We're some happy
I
people.
know. I like it because it's with not going deep on anything else that's going on anywhere else in the world, right? We're here, two people smiling and ready to have a good time. So hope
That's
everyone's
right.
excited. Um, what this series is about, it's just a chance to interact, engage, and really learn how we can do a couple of things. Do good in the world, because there's some areas that need to do good, right?
Yep.
But do
I
well,
agree.
right? And I think our special guest will agree, and I'll kind of introduce her very shortly. Business is a good path. It's a great way to make positive change. So that's what this series is about, and that's why we're kicking it off on this topic and with our guest today. So our guest is sitting here in front of this camera with us with over 20 years of entrepreneurial experience. Serial entrepreneur,
Crazy. Crazy.
multiple businesses, right? I won't go, I'm like, let me look up her bio. Let me make sure. I'm trying to understand the things that you've done. She's been named Entrepreneur of the Year by who was it? The state of New
Small
York,
business center.
Small
Yes.
Business Center.
Yes.
That by itself, right? The list goes on. List goes on. Again, I'm referencing the bio, making sure I get it right. Right? You were the principal owner of a distributorship, selling manufactured products to big box stores. That by itself is amazing.
Thank you,
Two-time
Justin.
self-published author, which I know there are a lot of people that watch content online that are in my circle that want to really get into writing. She's strongly educated, has her MBA, two-time, has gone into the space of getting loans from the SBA successfully, right? And so now she's into launching this amazing platform that I really stumbled upon called the Academy for Entrepreneurs. And so I want to welcome Miss Frida Thomas here today with all of her experience, all of her really, I can already feel the love. I can already feel the passion just from conversations over the phone to prepare for this session. I can already feel it. And so I just want to welcome her here. So just give everyone a quick hello. Yeah.
Hi. Hi, everybody. And I got to tell you, you know how live video chatting can be, the pictures breaking up, it's freezing, but it's all good. I could hear everything you were saying, but I'm telling you, technology was having a party on this
Hey,
side.
it's okay as long as people can hear what we're talking about. They can see us. That's okay. They're not missing anything over here, right? They're not missing
And
anything
it's
over here.
probably me, Justin, because I'm on like my fifth laptop since we started doing this. I mean, I'm best friends with all the people at Best Buy stores now. So yeah, it's probably just on my side. But yeah, I'm thrilled to be here with you. Super excited that you reached out to me via Indiegogo, and we're excited about what we're doing with the Academy for Entrepreneurs. And I'm glad to have this opportunity to chat with you and your audience about what the Academy is all about, talk about entrepreneurship. I'm here. I'm in a warm seat. I won't call it the hot seat because you're a warm-blooded brother. um, I'm thrilled and super excited 20 plus years later to still say I am impassioned to be an entrepreneur. I feel honored to say that every day, Justin, I get up and do what I designed to do.
That's amazing. Because this has been a long journey for you. So I'm not going to tell you to document every part of it or tell us every portion. I really just want to get to the core of the start, because I think that's what a lot of us struggle with, right? We go through a few phases, we get ideas, it seems exciting, then we start questioning ourselves, we wonder whether we need to go work, but there's always something that draws us into this space, no matter how tough it seems, right? The ones that truly get into the entrepreneurial world of owning a business, something makes them start. So I want to
Right.
ask you, just what made you start? Like, what was the reason? What's the thing that really pulled you into the arena?
Well, my dad was an entrepreneur, right?
Hmm.
And I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia during a tumultuous time, the civil rights era. My father had a third grade education. And with that, he built, just like me, he was a serial entrepreneur. He built one business after another. And he was my mom was an educator. She went back to school to get her degree. So she wasn't as home as frequently as my dad. And my dad had so much flexibility in his
Hmm.
schedule. He would pick me up from grade school. I would come home. Justin, my favorite treats would be laid out on the dining room table. And I was like, okay, whatever you got to do to live like this,
Right.
yeah, that pretty much sealed the deal. And sometimes, he would be in between and we would get home and he'd be like, baby, because I was the baby, what do you want for your afternoon snack? Well, just kiss me and call it a deal of, that was it. Like, what do you want for your snack in the middle of the day, as opposed to latchkey kids, you trying to make it happen for yourself. Yeah, that was it.
Wow. Wow. It's funny how just an example, right? An example of the life you can have, right? Even if that comes from challenge and difficulty, right? That it really gives us. It seems like, and as I look at my experience with my parents, right? They really weren't entrepreneurs. They all had their own business. My father was a workaholic, right? He actually
Mhm.
had his own business. And so I think for both of us, part of that was seeing, and whether I want to admit that or not, right, was seeing that example, saying, "Hey, that's a cool thing."
Yeah,
Right?
the
It seems like a
possibility.
cool thing.
Yeah, the possibilities, right? The possibilities outside the
Right,
norm, right?
right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right,
that's what spoke to me.
mm,
That you don't have to have, quote, the life of everyone else.
right, right, right. And it's
You
amazing.
can live the road less traveled if you choose.
Right.
And
And
my
I
dad took care of us. We lived in the house. It's not like I wanted for anything. Look, I'm telling you, I had my favorite treats on the dining. Now, mind you, it may have been devil dogs, but still, in my mind, it was, filet mignon as a
right.
kid. Yeah.
Okay. I see. And so I'm trying to take that amazing experience, something like that. Okay. So now that pulls you in to the world of running, owning, starting, and being successful in business. Now you're at your this latest venture, right? Academy for Entrepreneurs, right?
Yes. Yes.
Why this business? Because you start any business, again, you have a wide range of experiences. So
Right.
why this business in particular?
Okay, so I'll share with you most of the ideas that get that I think are big ideas, like this last book that I wrote, they come from God. I'm just
Hmm.
not that smart, just
It's okay. That is okay.
and it'll be like a data dump. And mostly I dream sometimes, and sometimes it's conscious. But usually it happens like when I open my eyes at 6 a.m. or right before I open my eyes, a thought will come, and it'll come in its full fruition. It'll come from concept. And I hear musicians talk about this. They'll
Hmm.
hear a beat And before you know it, 20 minutes later, they've written a song. And that's how the Academy came to me. And it was also a result of having taught entrepreneurship for the past 17 years and created original content curriculum to support that, and having students from all types of institutions where I've taught throughout New York City, Economic Development Corporation, say to me, the difference in taking a course from you and someone who's practicing theory is you're coming from the practical application, the pitfalls, the challenges, how to avert those things, right? So I felt it was at this stage of my life, I was compelled to answer that call and take this information, match the content with entrepreneurs who are flourishing, who are in my network. The last book I wrote interviewed 31 New York City entrepreneurs. So those people would be the expert entrepreneurs who would serve as the instructors for the academy, and the students get access to them, video access online. So the expert entrepreneur teaches the course in video, demonstrates how to complete the work assignments with a fillable worksheet.
All right.
The entrepreneur to be goes off, fills it out, and can come back, click a button, and talk to that teacher to gain insights, right? And to learn how to flourish, not only in concluding the work, but just about the components of the work. And I think that's important. I know that's important because it helps to alleviate the burden associated with getting started.
Right.
So these entrepreneurs have already made their mistakes, right?
Exactly.
And right, so the students get a chance to learn how to avoid maybe years, maybe hours of, having the same thing happen to them.
Nice. Now, so people that are watching this can kind of frame it in terms of how they want to use it, if they want to use it. What's your target market really for this academy? Is it for everybody? Is it for teenagers? Is it for somebody who has been in the game for 30 years? Where and how can they use this platform in terms of where they are in their progress? Like, who would it be for?
Yeah, so it's the curiosity seeker who's always had that idea, right?
Okay.
And they could come to the academy and just take the first component, which is a challenge. It's going to be a video animated game where they go through 10 iterations, like, Candy Crush and all of those things, to determine whether or not business ownership is for them. So you don't have to marry to it. It's not like enrolling in an MBA, right? So you could be out of work. Your parents you could be 45 and had to move back home, and your parents are like, listen, you got to do something, right? And you've always had this idea, but you might not even be clear that you have the DNA to be an entrepreneur, right? You can come just take the challenge, or you don't even have to take the challenge. You can click on the first video exercise and see whether or not you can pass that and make that determination fairly quickly. So if the beta phase is for that person who has an idea, they want to test that idea. They're not necessarily married to this process, but they want to kind of explore it and see where it might take them.
See, and when I landed on this is what excited me. And you actually just added something in there that actually made me feel even more excited about this. And I'll explain that in a second. It's just, one, it's very action driven, right? It seems like it's very action driven. Two, you're getting people a chance to be hands-on. That doesn't happen in most of these, even if I go on Udemy, if I go on curious.com, if I signed up for your virtual mastermind or virtual master class or academy, I just get some videos. I may get a group call here or there, but you're
Yep.
talking about people get access to experts that are going to actually push them through this process. Like that's one side. I can tell it it's a challenge in terms of executing it, which why I want to see this succeed. But at the same time, when it works, like that's amazing. And
Yes.
the other couple of things is you have games, but you have games, which again I think is amazing.
Thank you.
I'm gonna keep saying that. It really is. But the one thing I want to harp on a semi-serious note is that you've now said that when somebody goes there, and I just love the way that you framed it, was that when somebody goes there and they lands on your site, they get a chance to evaluate themselves and see if it's a fit. Like if it's even good for them. Like you're not just taking them there and just saying, hey,
On the
give me your
ride. Yes.
money. And you're
Give me
selling
your
me the dream. you're gonna make $1 million this
money.
year. Right? No, it's you're giving a chance to person. And I'm big on self-awareness,
Yes.
right? And so it just seems like you've given that person that chance to be self-aware. Can you share with us, and before I get on any kind of the future of the platform, it's just what are some of the core values? And let me pose this question and frame it.
Mm-hmm.
When people are trying to create businesses, one of the things that are often forgotten because it's exciting to make money, exciting because you got this crazy idea, but we don't often take time to craft a certain set of key values around the creation of that business that
Mm-hmm.
ensure that each part of that business really fits into what we want here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We got all these things here,
Right.
but then we don't think about what we got going here. So can you share maybe just quickly some key values that you have for your team, for yourself, and for this endeavor overall that you're going to incorporate in all pieces as you grow this platform?
Okay, I think that's such a powerful thing you said, Justin. And I know from looking at your page before I go into responding, checking you out on social media, I know how important that is to you. And what I would say is do everything that you do with integrity.
Mm, mm,
People, integrity, honor what you say you're going to do when you can't do it. And believe me, as an entrepreneur, there are going to be times when you promise something and you can't come through. You need to honor that too and come true about it and fix it, right?
right,
Because what you say to people, it's like a thread. After you're gone, it's going to stand all under,
right,
right?
right,
And that thread is either going to be strong, it's going to have rivets in it, or it's going to be fairly seamless because you have integrity. And I would say that one of the essential components for me growing up, you could call it your value prop, your core competencies, your differentiator, whatever it is don't do anything that you can't rest with. And
mm,
don't put your business, your reputation in a situation of compromise where it could come back later and really, really devastate you. Because you'll have situations where people will dangle things in front of you that may be very luring and attractive, but intuitively you know it's not right.
mm.
Or the cost associated with being a part of that moves you beyond your core. And by your core, I mean being a person of integrity. Make sense?
It makes 100, 1,000, 1,000,000 sense. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
And I mean, and it even comes down to sometimes I've had to fire clients who were paying me thousands of dollars because they weren't treating my staff well.
Mm.
They were being disrespectful to me. And it could be just something like in an email, something you'd be like, oh, you're being sensitive or whatever. Thank God I'm sensitive, right?
That's who you are, though. You know, be who you are. Right?
Otherwise, I'm living for money, and I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this for the fulfillment of a dream.
And the
And I'm
treats.
real clear about that.
And the treats, though. You're doing it for the treats. You gotta make sure you take care of the treats.
You know, you're right. To that point, Justin, even this long in my life, every time I get a new contract, I'll call up a friend and say, let's celebrate. If nobody's available, I will sit here in my house with a cupcake and a candle and say, happy new contract to me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, or
Nice.
banana pudding. I got a serious sweet tooth. Yeah, whatever.
Oh man.
If I weren't vain, I'd weigh 300 pounds or something. I don't know.
I love that. I love that. I love that. So yeah, we dug deep with that one, but I like that. And that's for anybody who's watching right now or watching this as the replay, we got a couple folks in the chat saying hello, that they're here, that they're enjoying this.
Hello. Awesome.
I got Ronnie and Marquez. I think Mr.
Hey,
Parker
Ronnie,
there
hey,
in
Marquez. What's up?
the chat. So they're saying this is valuable stuff, and
Good.
I think it is. I think it's amazing. And so now that you got the core, you got the principle there. You're running this in beta right now. You're trying to get the beta built out, correct?
Okay, so let's use proper language. We
right. Let's
doing it in beta,
good,
not trying.
Good.
Language,
good.
what we say is so important, Justin.
Right.
And as far as I'm concerned, it's done.
Nice. Okay.
It's just a matter of us executing. Yeah. And I'm a real stickler with my staff with that. I'm like, oh no, we don't use any, negating kind of language,
Right.
Yeah. Everything needs to be on the high and on the up. Yeah.
She's cleaning me up today, y'all. She's cleaning me up. She's cleaning up my language. I'm gonna push that. Gonna toss that one away. Gonna exit. Right. Gonna get rid of that. Thank you. God. So running in beta right now, you just had and I think it's successful. I feel it's successful. You guys were running a Indiegogo campaign. That's how I found you. It's ended this Tuesday.
Yesterday.
You got 25% of the goal that was posted there. And that's just part of the progress. It's not the end, right? Yeah. It's just the goal that you posted on Indiegogo.
Right.
So my question is what's next? What's next? So you had the campaign. First, let's rewind. Are there any? So what are some of the? If you had to give a couple positives and a couple learning points from the campaign that you got, and other people can take, what would those things be in terms of the campaign? And then I'd like to hear what's next, because I know you. We've talked, and you're passionate. So I want to hear what's next. I want others to hear what's next, because I want to see this platform shine. I like it. I love it. I think it's going to be great. So, if again a couple positives, a couple learning points, not negatives, learning points, right? And then what's next for the Academy?
Right. So the positives were me and my team had more fun than it's legal to have. I'm telling you, we were rolling and because crowdfunding is the wild frontier. Come on, let's talk about it. It's not regulated.
Right.
You
Right.
pour money into something and you're like, am I going to get that thing back? You don't know. It's ethereal, right?
Right.
And so it's so crowdfunding is so entrepreneurial, right? So that was the joy. We were super, super prepared because, I'm a business coach. So we did pre-launch almost a month, right?
Nice.
And we use a collaborative software so we could engage with one another on what everybody was doing and everything. Social media person talking to the outreach person, this person talking to the host committee people, and my family was so involved. My cousins in Georgia, she was calling people to the point where I thought I wasn't going to have any more friends. Just as she was calling them 3 or 4 times. I was like, okay, don't call them no more, okay? So that was the joy, right? I mean, the positives that doing a video with Jimmy Newsom. Shout out Jimmy if perhaps you're watching, who is a fantastic videographer. He's going to be one of the expert entrepreneurs. Sat with him for hours putting that video together. And if you're listening, please go to Indiegogo, watch that video. I put my heart and soul into it. And I'm super, super, super proud of it, and that's what I would like to say to anybody. Try not to get so attached to outcomes. Enjoy the journey, because whether we accomplished it or, the end goal, what we were trying to do in terms of the fundraiser, I wouldn't take anything for every aspect of what was fulfilled to get that thing up and going. I can't remember when I felt so high, Justin, of life. It made me appreciate people because I had to rely on my team, because there's no way you can do something like that by yourself and do it effectively.
Right.
Right. My friends, the followers on Facebook, the love that was outpoured to me, to have people give us $5,000 for a concept that we haven't proven.
It's powerful.
Some people $500, Justin, just bam, like that, right? That is, and for anybody that's thinking about doing that, to take pause with what I'm saying to you. That is so powerful. 605 people visited us on Indiegogo. Okay, so that all of those things say something to me about what transpired during that short period of time. In terms of what I learned in the process, I went out and did some research on Sparkle and some other websites that track performance in crowdfunding. And one of the things that I found was for Indiegogo, 78% of the projects there that reach their goal are technology. And we're education. So we're outside the norm already, right, in terms of that success strata. So we were in that 28 percentile of businesses that are primed not to succeed in crowdfunding, quote, whatever success.
Whatever,
right.
Yeah.
However you choose to measure success. Right? And that's why I say, it's the wild, wild west, and it's the frontier. It's the frontier path, because, it's like Forrest Gump, it's a box of chocolate. You don't know what you're going to get. You don't know what's gonna happen when you go there. Not like you could talk to your next door neighbor and say, "Well, how'd your crowdfund?" About 5 people have done crowdfunding successfully,
Right.
right?
Right.
And you know them from Shark Tank. It's not like you know what I'm saying. It's not like
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you
your
mean.
Rolodex, or I pick up my phone and I can chat with them, right?
Right.
So that would be what I learned. And even though I learned that, maybe 4 or 5 days before the campaign end, I still would have done it. I was committed to doing it.
Mm. That's the key part, is you commit, just like you're going to reach that higher goal, whatever you're going to get, you're going to commit to it. So that's why I love it, right down to the end. So again, now that that's over, the page is still there, y'all. So if y'all want to take a
So
look.
before we go on, Justin, can I just interrupt out, because I think this is really, really important for people.
Yes.
Whenever you're going to do something, you want to test it, right? And so in pre-launch, we did, and I want to advise people, whatever platform, Indiegogo tells you all the things you need to do pre-launch, active launch, your live, whatever. Test it, right? If people go to Academy for Entrepreneurs right now, there's a little icon there that talks about how to start a business. And one of the first steps is, got an idea, take it to 100 people, ask them what they think. And then it walks you through the steps to being successful in a business. And so we surveyed roughly 75 people. 70% of those said yes, unequivocally, to the concept, right? Now, in a perfect world, I would have got 90% and I would have been super happy. In a very, very perfect world, maybe I would have said 70% isn't enough to go forward, given how much effort we're going to have to put in this. And I wanted to make sure I prefaced all of what I had previously said with that, to say that I am guided by spirit. Remember how I was saying, these ideas come to me like a rush.
Right.
And for me to ignore that is to ignore the divine in me. I don't know why God told me to do that. God, Buddha, whatever, Allah, whatever, whatever you believe in, the universe. I don't know why that idea came, but it was like somebody hit me over the head with it. So for me to lay down and act like I didn't get that, I am not living my truth. And it is not for me to dictate the end. It is for me to live this divine life and do as I'm told.
I love that. And I feel it's like earlier when you said brain dump. I think that's what you said, brain dump.
Yeah.
That's a term that I also use.
Really?
Similarly, yeah, because it's kind of that people say, "Oh, well, you're going to brainstorm." Like, no, I brain dumped. It's a difference. I didn't just sit there and just think, see how many ways I can combine different things. Like, no, what things are just resting in my brain that just come to mind or been on my heart that I just need to write down. Let me dump it all out, all at one time, on paper, so it can be seen, and then I can take action on from that point. So I 100% love that term by itself. So now that you're here, I want to know where it's going now. So what are you going to do from here? What should people expect from you as you go forward? And then share, and I'll make sure there's some things down in the description that people can access. There should be a link already there. That way they can follow the progress and contribute, really, and help out in any way that they can. So let us know where you're going, and then how people can be involved in this amazing effort as this gets polished. Right.
Right. So the next step is to keep our followers engaged. That's super, super important. And I do that by being up in the middle of the night doing really crazy videos. So again, just having a good old time because people love that. And I'm just being me. And they're like, you're nuts, talking about whatever. So people can go to Academy for Entrepreneurs, no space, and the four is the number four. Um,
Okay.
you can just keep track of what's going on with us. I'll be talking to the web developer and the game animated developer within the next 5 to 7 days and just going through the iterations of the first draft. We've already designed the wireframe. The UX designer has already mapped out the platform the way that we want the beta version to go. We notified all of the contributors today that the campaign is over, and to go, just as I'm sharing here, to go to academyforentrepreneurs.com to stay abreast of everything. And if they want to contribute, as we move beyond the crowdfunding, we'll provide people an opportunity to do that as well.
Nice.
Did I
Nice.
answer
Nice.
everything?
I think you did. It's mainly
Okay.
just where you going from here and where people can connect and stay
Yes.
abreast of what's going. Let me uh,
Yes.
let me do this some justice as we end here, as we wrap up,
Okay.
because and I want anybody who's watching this, and if you follow any of my content, like whether you're from Frida's audience, whether you're from my audience, whatever reason you're here landing on this video, if you follow me, you understand how I feel about education. Okay, I've probably hinted to it at some point. I've been blatant at some points, but I'm very passionate about the evolution of the education experience and opportunity that people get. And so that's why I think a platform like this that is so genuine, that is so opportune, that has so many tools that people can go in and can engage, get what they need, get what they want, and actually have real people, not just I'm emailing into an admin panel, real people
Right.
to interact. I, I want to stress there's there's real people that are going to interact with you in this platform. And I think as this grows out, it's going to be vital for resources for folks who have a dream. They just know how to start it, right? For a teenager or somebody in college who feels lost in the educational system, right?
Right.
And you know what I mean, not just you, but people watching, you at
Oh yeah.
home, you know what
Oh
I
yeah.
mean by being lost in an educational experience. I didn't say anybody was stupid or uneducated. I said you feel lost as you don't belong in the educational experience that has typically been prescribed to you, right? This is an opportunity to get an additional or alternate style of education on a platform that's going to engage with you. And so I think
Right.
it's important that if you can connect with her, invest what you can. If you can't invest money, if you don't have cash, share it. Share a piece of content. Offer some help. I'm sure she will take any help. She will take free help if you can offer it,
I
right?
sure would.
Right? But just help. Value isn't always about what's in your pocket.
Selective
Sometimes,
because smart.
what'd you say?
I said, but I am selective even for free help because I like to surround myself with people who are smarter than me, Justin.
Don't waste her time and energy, is what she's telling you. Okay? Help her out, add value, share this video, share out her page, connect, like her page, do all of that. It's important. It's
Yeah.
important, especially in this day where people need this. It's so important. I can't stress that enough. So
Yeah.
I want to thank you for giving me this time. I have one other request of you, one other thing, because
Sure.
like you, I'm very much about action. And
Yes.
so I want to give you a chance. I'm putting you on the warm seat.
Warm seat.
The warm seat. Okay. This is your chance to actually ask my audience, my community. I don't like saying audience. I like saying community. I'm no better than anybody watching this video right now. So we're all part of this community and this movement. And so I want you to ask them a question. Ask us a question that they can leave down in the comments as they exit this video and really go into life. Either something they can take action on or something they can answer down below so we can have a further discussion on it. So I'll give you the floor.
So I would say, given the political and economic climate in this country, where all of us are probably aware that the job growth rate will never return to what it was prior to 2008, what semblance of options do you have that you are clear and that you feel that could be of significance for you and your family in the next 5 to 10 years? And I think entrepreneurship is one of the greatest options that Americans can pursue.
I like
that. Because even if you're working for somebody, you have zero chances that you're going to be working for them for a long period of time, because the corporate machine was not designed so that you flourish as an individual as much as so that the stakeholders can. And that's not to say that there aren't some great corporations out there like Google, but the norm in terms of the business model is not about the individual.
Right.
It's about the institution.
So to summarize that question for folks real quick, it seems like the question is, what plan of action, due to the environment that we're in, because we're action takers, or the environment doesn't affect us, doesn't control us.
You think about politics, people out there burning the head of the president-elect right now.
Right.
Okay,
so
you want to think beyond, you want to think, I would be thinking, okay, what's my plan A? And then I might be the plan Z.
Z, gotcha. Okay. Good. So what is your plan?
Yes, and within that, consider exploring entrepreneurship. Like I said, you don't have to come to the Academy for Entrepreneurs and marry, because if you take the first course, which is you get past the game, you get a high score, you can take that first class. If the first class is your business idea a moneymaker? And your instructor is going to walk you through that, and you might be finished at the end of the video and say, I'm not doing
that. Nice. So
and you would have saved yourself, your family, a whole lot of aggravation right there.
Right.
Because it's not for everybody, Justin, but at least you can, you can address that nudge.
I like that. It's dabble, right? It's you got a craving. Doesn't hurt to taste, right? Just to try it out. Yeah. See what it's like, right?
See what's up. Yeah, we don't need you to enroll for 20 years. It's not going to take you that long anyway. And I'll be on to the 5th business anyway. Right? My idea is 5 to 7 years to sell it.
Nice.
And then, and then I'll do something else.
I love it.
Yeah.
So again, y'all, what's your plan? So let us know down below, or you think about it, take some personal time, think about what is your plan.
Let us know what's up. What you gonna do?
I want to appreciate.
Other than watching Justin and I live on your laptop or on your phone, what's up? What's gonna be the deal?
Oh man! All right. All right, Frida, I'm having too much fun.
Me too.
I,
Is it legal
yes,
to have this much?
I think we're on the internet, so I think we're okay. Think we're okay. But I want to thank you for your time here today, guys. Want to thank you for the
Thank
time.
you for having me.
I'm honored to have you on as the first guest on this amazing series. And so I want to thank everyone who's watched, who's commented, who will comment,
Thanks,
who will
everybody.
share.
Yes.
I always tell people that if you like what we talked about, make sure you check out her content. You'll find the links. If you like what we're talking about, good and well, make sure you join the movement. Hit the subscribe button. You can always connect with me via my info down below. And I always encourage people to make sure they share this with their friends,
Yes.
their family, and even their foes, because they need to see this too.
Yes.
And as usual, the way that I end every single video, as usual, I encourage everyone to treat each day as a building block to a better future.
Woo!
Peace, y'all.
I love it. Bye. Bye, everybody. Just big fun.